there are a number of key trends in the career portfolio space, and I'm seeing quite a bit of development where this is concerned, because multiple years ago, people really kind of had one career pathway, one job, and it was a bit of a set and forget, and people would change jobs every 4 or 5 years, sometimes even longer, and it was very, very sort of simple and probably not very complex in a way. But things have really shifted, and we've seen this emergence of career portfolios. And first and foremost, this is being driven by the individual, people wanting more from life, more from their finances, more from their careers, more variety, more control, not being kind of hemmed into one career pathway. And of course, the markets have also shifted, which is really predicated that you've got to kind of keep evolving and learning new things and moving forward. So the number one trend that I'm seeing is people are embracing just the overall concept of having a career portfolio. A lot more people would come to me with that terminology in their mind. So that's the first key thing that we're noticing. Second key thing is that people are definitely recognizing the need to diversify income streams. So obviously this is in many cases been driven by cost of living pressures, but it's almost like a tipping point. A light switch went on. Everyone's recognizing that you can't just rely on that single source of income. So people are looking at ways to diversify their skills, their credentials, and to build up other opportunities for themselves. So that could include everything from e-learning, training, mentoring, coaching, board work, facilitation, etc., etc. We're also seeing people develop side business hustles, whether that be an e-commerce business and the like. So that's really becoming a lot more common these days. So there's definitely this diversification of work. And then you're seeing a degree of real sophistication coming into career portfolios. People really planning for the future, planning for where they are today and where they want to be in 5-10 years' time. And people entering this semi-retirement phase a lot earlier. So I'm seeing executives in their 50s really wanting to operate quite differently all the way through their 50s. Whereas in the old days, maybe people would start to think about this in their 60s. So people are trying to get themselves to a point that they can have a lot more flexibility. And that's really one of the key things, or the key themes I'm seeing, is that, the requirement around flexibility. Either women who want to have families and want flexibility around their life choices and their family, and so they can have quality time with children and be really active parents. That's a big, big theme. We're seeing flexibility in terms of just wanting to be able to work when you want to work, and being able to work hybrid or work from home or have real flexibility. And so bringing in the multiple streams of income, the multiple types of activity, so that you could potentially work in a different way or in a different location. And that's been a really big theme in the last few years. People wanting to work from maybe lifestyle locations like Byron and Noosa and the Gold Coast, and people really planning for that so that they could actually move away from maybe having to work in this, the big expensive CBD locations like Sydney and Melbourne. So there's, some really interesting trends developing, and certainly I see this continuing to evolve. I think there'll be a higher level of sophistication. I think there'll be a lot more planning around career and board portfolios. And I think people will really take this, to another level in terms of really diversifying their income, their work streams, and doing things that really satisfy themselves personally. So at the anchor will be, a career pathway that really serves that individual really well. So it's quite exciting times. And I've actually just trademarked career portfolio, and that joins the sister brand of board portfolio. So I really see this as a huge trend going forward, and I'm expecting over the next decade there'll be a vast majority of executives will be moving towards career portfolios, and they'll be operating in a much different way to what we maybe operated, decades ago. One job for life, kind of working through the ranks and so on. I think you'll see a lot more career movement. I think you'll see industry moves, and I think you'll see people having a lot more variety in their portfolios, which is a great thing to see.